Hi guys, Aceface back with another video for Twisted Dice. Coming back to you today. And thank you very much guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We are fast approaching our 10,000 subscribers, and that all comes down to you guys pressing that subscribe button. But still, only 36% of you do it. That's what our analytics tell us. So if you're watching this and you've stumbled upon this video, then spend 2 seconds and press the button. Press the button, Jimmy. Do it. But thanks guys, thanks for joining us, and all the other links for everything else Twisted Dice are down below, and if you want to become a Patreon, the links are there as well. And those guys, can't thank them enough because they are mega bosses and they keep the lights going, so thank you so much guys. But anyway, today got an interesting little subject I thought we'd have a little chat about. Tyranids. They're okay right now. They're okay. I told you they'd be okay. You didn't listen, but they're okay. But what do we need? Let's hope that we get a Codex quite soon. I think we'll be one of the earlier codexes in 9th edition. So what do we need? What do we need to make us the army that we should be? That's what I thought I'd talk about. Because the army that we are now is probably not the army we should be. So the army that we are now is, we've got quite a lot of good shooting units. We're not bad at ball pressure, which potentially is something we should do. You know, we are a kind of swarmy, kind of get in your face kind of army. We do those things, but what we do really badly is combat. We're useless in combat. Like, I'm sorry, if you disagree, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because as far as I can see, we are terrible in combat. Now, do we have units that can do okay in combat? Yeah, we've got a few. Swarm Lord, he's pretty good in combat. Not enough attacks, sadly. Gene Stealers, they're really good in combat. But, look, they're too expensive now and they don't trade up. So, you know, as soon as they've done one job, they're going to die. That's not a good exchange. They're almost unlikely to see the light of day. In my opinion. Old One Eye, still an absolute monster. But, you know, look, it's not enough on its own. And after that, it's pretty slim pickings. The Toxicrene is pretty good in combat. The, can't remember what his name is. The facehugger thing. Christ, I can't even remember what his name is now. But, again, not enough attacks, not quite good enough. Same with the Trigon Prime, Morlock. All these guys, like, either not enough attacks or they don't hit reliable because they hit a 4. So we're not good enough in combat. So what do we need? Right, let's first of all address the monsters. So the monsters is probably, in my opinion, the biggest thing that we need overall. The monsters need to be better. They need to hit hard. They either need to hit so hard they can stay at their current survivability. They need to be at a stage where if one of these Tyranid monsters hits your lines, you're dead. Like, they're just wiping out units for fun. They need to be so incredibly powerful that you are petrified that these monsters come in. You know, like, really stupidly strong. They need to be that strong if they're going to keep the same survivability. And that's the big caveat, because look, these guys can be Mortarion Magnus level of strength in combat if they stay at the same survivability, because it actually doesn't matter. Yeah, they don't need huge points increases if 9 times out of 10 they're going to struggle to get across the ball without getting shot to pieces. You know, that's fine. That's not a problem. The problem comes if they get a buff to their combat and a buff to their survivability. So I suggest they need 1 or 2. So look, they're okay if you're just going to buff their survivability. Look, give them all invuln saves, but they need to be decent invuln saves. They need to have like enhanced carapaces and have 4-up invulns, because with their points and the damage that they do currently, that's the only way that they're going to be viable. So in my opinion, don't worry about the survivability. Make them still have 3-ups with like toughness 6 and 7. You know, fine. Don't have a problem with that. Just make them so killy in combat that they're scary. Because at the moment, when you've got an intercessor captain or an intercessor sergeant that hits you harder with his thunder hammer than we do with our monsters, it's pitiful. And that needs to change. These guys need to be super, super scary. That's what they need. Like 100%. So that's the first thing for me. Save our monsters. Please save our monsters, Games Workshop. They are the most beautiful models. They look the coolest on the table, and they just should be scary, and they're not. So make our monsters scary. Make them viable. Make them competitive, please. So that's the first thing. The second thing is our middle-sized bugs. They need to be more survivable. They're just not at the moment. They need their free up saves. Just give them free up saves. Free up saves at the moment are not super strong. They're not like, you know, look, we're not buffing anything. They're just make them free up saves. Warriors should have a free up save. They shouldn't have a 4-up save. Or they're too expensive points wise. Even with the buffs and the stacks and what have you, they need to have a free up save. They don't have access to invulnerable saves. So give them a damn free up save. You know, they should be that. They should have a free up save. They just should. Or make them toughness 5. If you're like, okay, we're not going to give you a free up save. You're not wearing power armor. You can't have a free up save. Make them toughness 5. They're still a lot bigger than Primaris Marines. Give them a toughness 5. Make them that little bit more resilient. I don't care about their strength, but make them tougher. Make them tougher. 100%. But the same goes with the other ones. So you need to do the same with the Raveners. You need to do that. You absolutely have to do it with the Raveners. Stack them as well. So yes, the Raveners are super quick. They can come up. You know, they can do lots of attacks. Give them a 4-up save, not a 5-up save. Like, they need to be the same as a warrior. They've got to be the same as a warrior. Minimum. I'd like them to have a 3-up save. Give them a slight points increase. Give them a 3-up save. Make them toughness 5. Again, they're big. The same size as warriors. Make them toughness 5. For me, that's the thing. So the big bugs need those. And then the defensive bugs. So, not the defensive bugs. I've got that wrong. So the kind of artillery bugs need a buff to their save as well, in my opinion, personally. Again, they're just not resilient enough for what they should be. They should be quite tanky. Everything needs that little bit of an increase in the modern world because they don't feel like they've changed in like 3 editions, whereas other armies feel like those buffs to their damage output has severely increased and their survivability was much better before. So look, that's what they need. I think if you give Tyranids those 2 things, so you take their middle-sized bugs and you make them more resilient, you take the big bugs and you make them more killy, then actually I think we're in a really good place. I don't think we need much other changes. Now, it would be nice to have a couple of new units, 100%, but actually the rest of it's fine. We're actually really good in 9th edition, guys. We're really, really good. But those things are not good enough. We need our mid-sized bugs and our big bugs to be able to compete. So we're not depending on just a sea of gaunts with some buffing units to try and keep them alive and then some good shooting at the back. Make us more combat-y with those big scary bugs and make those middle-sized bugs better as well in combat because with that resilience they're going to be better. That's what I'd like to see. But look, let me know what you would like to see from that 9th edition Codex. I think I've been quite conservative. Let me know whether I'm being unrealistic, guys. I want to know. But I think I'm being quite conservative with that. You know, we could have so much more. But I think those 2 things alone would make us really considered as a competitive choice. So yeah, let me know what you think. But until the next video, I'm Aceface, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.